Hello, parents of my AP Microeconomics students. This is your back to school night presentation. If you're watching it in the afternoon, back to school or afternoon presentation, whatever you want to call it. I have you on our Schoology page because I figured it's best to show you some of the stuff that is available to the students. I will start by just quickly going through the syllabus so you can see what the class is all about. All right, and here is my email address. So if you ever need to get in touch with me, that's the best way to do so. You can see this is a college level course, obviously being a AP course, and this is dealing with microeconomics. So we more so focus on, as you can see here, individual decision making skills for households and firms or businesses. There's a lot of different things that are involved as far as microeconomics go, so we're going to try and cover as much of that as possible. Some real life stuff for them. They should be able to apply economic analysis to all their decision making applications. So, therefore, they should be able to look at marginal benefits versus marginal costs and make the best decision possible to them. The whole goal of this class is to prepare them for the AP Microeconomics exam if they choose to do so, which we do, in fact, hope that they do choose. As far as the resources go, they are presented with a textbook on day one. And throughout the course, I'll also be giving them some other websites, but this one's a very good one to get some information to help them prepare for tests in this class and also for the AP exam. And this is something else that's out there and available that they would have to buy, but it's called Strive for a 5. And they can also purchase that to help them prepare for the test. As far as the course requirements and grading goes, most of their grade, you can see approximately 60%, if not more, is from the actual unit exams that we take. And the unit exams, the textbook company actually provides me with a question bank that I pull all the questions from, and they are basically, mirror images of a lot of the questions that would be asked on the AP exam. So they should have plenty of practice seeing what those questions look like and getting them prepped for that. Unit exams, you can see each one's about 30 to 40 multiple choice questions, and then there's also some free response questions that they will have to answer and write out their responses to, which again is in preparation for the actual course. And from here down, it just goes through all the basic topics that we cover and approximately how many days that we will spend on each one. So you can see early on we talk about just a lot of basic economic concepts. We get into supply and demand. And then after that, we start looking at individual markets and the cost and revenue that those businesses will experience, different types of market structures, so perfect competition, monopolies, monopolistic competition, oligopolies. Factor markets, we start looking at different resources that businesses must use and how they should make their decisions, whether to employ another person, to buy another piece of equipment. We look at the role of government. That's usually the last thing that we get to in here. So how does the government actually intercede into our economy? And we look at all sorts of things regarding taxes and just other government-related concepts with economics. One of the big things for this class is this is really student-driven. So they really have to put themselves, in charge of trying to obtain as much material as possible. It is a college level course, so hopefully they're approaching it like a college student would, reading the textbook, taking advantage of all the resources that I put online, especially this year, in order to, get the best grasp on the material that they can, trying to get them to be prepared every day when they are actually here in person, and even when they're at home, if they have questions, they can contact me. Reading outside of class time is obviously expected this year. One big thing I know, changes a whole lot from high school to colleges is the outside reading time. So really, I give them no time to read their textbook in class. That's expected to be done outside of class. So if they want a true understanding of everything, they really need to focus on reading through the textbook, taking some notes as they do that, and that'll definitely help them with their understanding. As far as grading goes in this class, like I said, the unit tests are obviously the largest portion of the grade. So for some tests, I can actually curve to the AP test scale because the AP test is graded 1 through 5. And in order to get like a 3 or a 4, you really only need to obtain about 60 to 70% on that test. And a 3 or a 4 actually is not a terrible score on the AP test. So if kids are getting 60, 70%, I can actually curve the test a little bit as far as the scores go. We took the very first unit test though, and I think there was 49 points available on that test, and the average score was about a 43, 44 out of 49, so I did not need to apply any curve to that. But as we go on and the material gets a little bit tougher, that is an option for them. Real quickly here, I'll just take you out through so you can see what your kids are seeing in the course page. I'm basically breaking down every single week into a weekly folder, and then once they click on that, I'm going as far as giving them daily folders with the material that would be needed. So you can see each day they're answering an attendance question. This would be a quiz that they took, and a lot of the times they're taking quizzes online when they're at home, so they have resources available to them. So quizzes, they should go fairly well in the fact that they have their books at home, they should have notes at home, they should do all right with that. This here is a movie, so they'll see a lot of different movies, and even this here is a link to a taped lecture. So even if the kids don't get the lecture the first time when they're in class, they can always go back and watch almost the same exact lecture through video form to hopefully make sure that they understand whatever concept's being discussed that day. So inside each folder, there's always going to be some type of movie presentation that's presenting the material. Here I have a link to the worksheets that would go along with that particular unit, that particular module, so that they can work on those. So all the material is always readily available here to them. So even if they miss school on a day where they're supposed to be in school, everything should be available to them. From time to time, I'll also be posting other links. This is a link to the Khan Academy, which they have people giving video lectures on content that we cover in class. So here they can always get extra material in order to better prepare themselves for the class. So that's just a little bit of an insight into what AP Micro looks like. So you saw the syllabus, you can kind of see the setup of what your students are seeing on Schoology. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, and thanks for watching.